Part 1. In the dim glow of a streetlight on an ordinary evening in suburban Arizona, Cassandra Miller's heart pounded as she discovered something that would change everything. As she opened the trunk of her car, a trusted vehicle passed down by her late mother, she was greeted by an impossible sight: the lifeless body of a woman, her skin pallid and eyes closed in eternal silence. No one had reported a missing person, and Cassandra herself couldn't fathom how someone so unknown had come to rest in her trunk. The mystery deepened when investigators found unusual specks of glitter clinging to the victim's fingertips. A glitter that appeared to have originated from a wedding invitation card. The scene was chilling, and from that moment, Cassandra's life became entangled in a dark, twisting investigation that would shake a quiet town to its core. Rumors began to swirl like dust in a forgotten attic. Cassandra, married to Andrew Carter, a respected manager at a local auto dealership, had always embraced normalcy. Yet behind the veneer of everyday routines, secrets festered. The victim, known to acquaintances as Alice Peterson, carried with her a hidden history. Alice was not only linked to the enigmatic glitter and an unexpected method of murder, a violent blow delivered by a small statuette, but also found herself at the center of whispered tales about forbidden relationships and bitter family disputes. Investigators soon learned that Alice had been entangled in a web of scandal. She had been married to Victor Peterson until his untimely death, an event still shrouded in mystery. Now Alice's stepdaughter, Veronica Peterson, emerged as a person of interest, her relationship with Alice having soured after a particularly fierce argument. Amid the mounting questions, another suspicious figure surfaced from an unlikely setting: a modest, steamy sauna that Andrew Carter frequented as a way to decompress. The sauna, a place known more for its gentle heat and calm rituals than for harboring secrets, now held significance as the evidence pointed to something sinister. Anthony Johnson, the unassuming cleaner of the sauna, found himself under intense scrutiny after investigators discovered his fingerprints within the trunk of Cassandra's car. Had the heat of the sauna and the darkness of night converged to create opportunity for a cunning cover-up? And could the ordinary world of everyday errands and routine checkups be the backdrop for a convoluted criminal enterprise? Every revelation added layers to the mystery. A twisted chain of events connected a seemingly benign gathering to a sequence of shocking betrayals involving secret meetings, clandestine romances, and bitter familial disputes. As pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, the detective team started linking the glitter found on Alice's fingers to an ornate wedding invitation, suggesting that a celebration, or perhaps a betrayal disguised as one, had sown the seeds of tragedy. Even more confounding was the discovery of a roll taken from a garbage bag at the apartment of Monica Knoll, a woman whose very presence now aroused suspicion in the investigation. How could an unremarkable night turn into a veritable labyrinth of suspicions and secrets? And what connection did the sauna, the glitter, and the fragments of a shattered family have with Cassandra's life? Stay tuned as we peel back the layers of this perplexing case, where each clue is a spark in the darkness, and every revelation leads us one step closer to a truth that is as elusive as it is shocking. Part 2. As the investigation intensified, the threads of the case wove an even more tangled tapestry of intrigue and deceit. Detectives poring over the evidence retraced the victim's footsteps, and soon the investigation led them deep into the life of Alice Peterson. In a modest apartment filled with relics from a past life marked by secrets and hidden passions, forensic teams uncovered subtle signs of a struggle. Shards of porcelain and a shattered statuette lay strewn across the floor, a grotesque echo of the deadly blow that had silenced Alice forever. The silky residue of glitter, a remnant from what appeared to be an elegant wedding invitation, dusted her delicate fingers, bolstering a theory that beneath the veneer of a joyous celebration lay betrayal, passion, and ultimately tragedy. Behind closed doors and hushed whispers, the lives of those connected to Alice began to unravel. Veronica Peterson, her troubled stepdaughter, emerged as a figure shrouded in bitterness and unresolved pain. Witnesses recalled a heated confrontation between Veronica and Alice on the eve of the death, a clash fueled by years of pent-up resentment. Veronica's alibi softened under scrutiny, and her reaction to the revelation of the glitter only deepened suspicions about her involvement. Could a fractious family feud have escalated into something far more sinister? Meanwhile, the sauna scene continued to play a pivotal role in the investigation. Andrew Carter's regular visits to the local sauna, a temple of steam and solitude, had inadvertently cast a spotlight on its humble cleaner, Anthony Johnson. Anthony's fingerprints found their way into the car's trunk, where the horror had been discovered, suggesting that his hands might have touched more than just the surfaces of the facility. Rumors swirled that the sauna was more than just a haven for relaxation. It had become a confessional of secrets, with whispers of forbidden liaisons and clandestine meetings lingering in the steamy air. Was Anthony a mere unwitting pawn caught in a dangerous game, or did he harbor a darker role in this unfolding drama? Amid the labyrinth of clues, another enigmatic character emerged. Roman Shukin, who had been romantically entangled with Alice in what many believed to be a passionate yet doomed affair. Roman's relationship with Alice had been as volatile as it was secret, and his connection to Monica Knoll only complicated matters further. Monica, once seen as a peripheral figure, suddenly found herself at the epicenter of suspicion when investigators discovered a roll of evidence, a discarded item wrapped in mystery, at her apartment. The item, seemingly insignificant at first glance, now symbolized the convergence of two clandestine worlds, one of romance and one of hidden vendettas. The subtle interplay of personal betrayal and calculated misdirection left investigators pondering if Monica's involvement was merely a smokescreen for deeper, unresolved sins of the past. Each clue unraveled a narrative of passion turned lethal. The glitter that adorned Alice's fingertips was a shimmering clue, a silent testament to the duality of a celebration of love and a harbinger of doom. As detectives meticulously cross-referenced alibis and motives, the stakes grew ever higher. Shadows of suspicion extended toward those with nothing but a tenuous connection to the murder, challenging law enforcement to untangle fact from fiction. In back alleys and dimly lit interrogation rooms across suburban California, endless questions loomed. Did the glitter signal a final joyous note? Or was it the cruel irony of a love turned toxic? Could a family torn apart by betrayal and heartbreak have spawned such a horrifying act? And as every suspect's story interwove with another's, how many were playing a role in a grand, orchestrated deception? With each new development, the line between victim and perpetrator blurred, inviting a deeper plunge into an underworld where trust was a luxury and every smile masked a hidden agenda. As the case grew murkier, the paths of those entangled in this dangerous web led inexorably toward a climax fraught with unexpected twists and irreversible consequences. What dark secrets were hidden behind the familiar facade of everyday life, and which truth would finally shatter the silence that had gripped this once peaceful community? Part 3. In the final, electrifying stretch of this mystery, the clues began to converge into a single, shattering revelation. The investigation, which had spiraled through whispers of family betrayal and clandestine liaisons, now pointed to an intricate plot of calculated deception. As detectives painstakingly pieced together the evidence, they uncovered a hidden timeline that implicated not just the central figures, but an entire network of individuals whose lives had been irreparably intertwined by secrets and lies. It turned out that the glitter on Alice Peterson's fingers, a dazzling remnant of what seemed like an innocuous wedding invitation, was the ultimate decoy. Forensic analysts confirmed that the glitter was a rare type used exclusively by a prestigious invitation company based in Clearwater, hinting that someone had purposefully introduced an element from the past to mislead the investigation. In a dramatic twist, investigators discovered that Monica Knoll's apartment concealed other, similar trinkets, suggesting that she might have been complicit in a feint designed to divert attention from the true mastermind. Meanwhile, Veronica Peterson, once viewed merely as a resentful stepchild with a score to settle, emerged as a far more complex figure. Under intense interrogation, Veronica's carefully constructed story began to crumble. She admitted that the bitter feud with her stepmother had not been as straightforward as public gossip had led everyone to believe. Instead, it appeared that Veronica, driven by desperation and a misguided sense of betrayal, had secretly conspired with the victim's former lover, Roman Shukin. Roman, who had been portrayed as the tormented paramour, relinquished part of his guilt, and exposed a labyrinth of personal grievances and hidden payments that stretch back years. Their illicit collaboration, fueled by both love and bitterness, had orchestrated a plan to stage a murder that would appear to be a random act of violence, a plot to cover up a more insidious betrayal involving deep-rooted financial crimes and personal vendettas. As these revelations unfolded, suspicion turned once more to Anthony Johnson, the unassuming sauna cleaner whose fingerprints had been found in the trunk of Cassandra Miller's car. A deeper look into his past revealed ties to an underground network of individuals who specialized in smuggling contraband items of rare artistic value. It became increasingly plausible that the sauna, intended as a refuge from everyday stress, had served as a clandestine meeting point where Andy Carter's mundane routines intersected with a world of dangerous secrets. Anthony's role, initially perceived as that of a hapless bystander, now took on a darker hue. Could he have facilitated the transfer of the fatal statuette that delivered the murder blow? Then came a breakthrough. Forensic experts uncovered traces of a unique chemical compound on the statuette, one that was prominently used to create custom glitter for high-end wedding cards. This detail, seemingly insignificant, bridged the gap between Monica Knowles' artful misdirection and the purposeful tampering that had ultimately led to Alice's untimely demise. Every piece of evidence now formed a tapestry of deception, a family torn apart by bitterness, a lover trapped in a web of regret, a cleaner with hidden ties, and an ordinary manager whose car had become the unlikely vessel of fate. In this final act, the truth emerged as both unexpected and thought-provoking, a carefully constructed facade that masked raw human emotion and the dangerous lengths people will go to hide their sins. The question that now looms is profound. In a world where the truth is buried under layers of glitter and glittered lies, how far will anyone go to protect their secrets? And as this town's quiet streets return to an uneasy normalcy, will justice ever truly be served? Or are we all just players in an endless game of deception? If you're as captivated by this intricate maze of mystery as we are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next journey into the heart of the unknown.